Hi guys. I am extremely tired. I think the drive down to Indiana finally caught up with me. I woke up pretty well this morning, but as the day's gone on, I'm just kind of falling off. Um, so I I wanted to take a minute to share with you a classroom moment, and it illustrates to me again why theater is so incredibly important uh, for students, and why the arts are incredibly important for students, but theater specifically. Um, Theater, and especially the way we do it, the way I do it, um, we are very, very free form. Um, there's always a plan. You can't build a show without a plan. So, while it looks like chaos, it's not. Organized chaos, I guess. Somebody coming in from the outside, and people who come in from the outside, especially when I'm getting observed, that's always fun. Uh, they don't quite get what we do, so it looks like chaos, but it's not. Um, but it's so important for helping kids learn to work together, and not just on a project, but just to see each other as human beings and to help each other work through that. And sometimes you have to push them into helping each other. But so we're at what, about 6 months now, a little over halfway through the school year, and I have a very challenging young person in my class. My classes, the stagecraft classes, tend to get a lot of kids who the counselors don't know where to put anywhere else. They have to fill up their schedule, so we have way more kids than we should. Uh, Honestly, way more kids than we should for safety's sake. But we have them, and I don't like to turn kids away. So we try to work with everybody unless it really truly becomes a danger. Um, so it takes about 6 months to build good relationships with students. Some are faster. Some kids you just they're some people you just naturally have a relationship with or can build a relationship with as soon as you meet them. We've all met that person that wow, it's like we've been friends forever. Not quite the same way with students, but sometimes it's just very easy to build a working relationship with them. Um, Sometimes it's easy to build a I don't want to say parental relationship with them, but they trust you more easily, more quickly. Depends on the kid, depends on the person. Um, and what we've always said is there's our school is large enough that if you're not the person that that kid needs, the person's in the building. We just have to find them. Um, so we are at the point where the kids are really starting to actually learn things. They're actually getting to the point where they can function. I can give them projects and guide them through them instead of holding their hands through them, and that's a big step. Um, but I've got this young person who I I think, and this is just I've read his IEP, I've read his all of his paperwork, but I think what happened with this young person in the past in middle school, he's a freshman, is that when when they got upset in class, whether it was upset with the subject matter, upset that they had to perform, not like perform like on stage perform, but perform, do a task in class that they didn't want to do. When they were bothered by other students, or when they just got mad or hungry, they would insist on going to see the counselor. Um, Now, my youngest went to the same school that this person did, and I know they had a very open door policy with the counselors, which was great. But I think this person missed a lot of class and missed a lot of what has to happen in middle school in class to prepare you to focus and sit down and do the work that's required in high school. Because they're a difficult person, because of some of their issues, because they're a difficult person, when they said, "I want to go talk to my counselor," their teacher said, "Yeah, okay, fine." because they were disruptive and didn't not want to deal with them. But it was easier to say, okay, this kid has a problem. They need to go to the counselor. So here's your pass. Go to the counselor. The counselor will help you. And then they were moving on with the rest of their class. So I feel like this kid missed a lot of what was really needed to learn to deal with people, to really learn to deal with people. Um, Most of us, at least certainly at my age, pick that up in elementary school, but not everybody does. It's different. The, the way elementary school is taught now is different than when I was in school. So it's very much more focused on curriculum and yeah, shoot, you're taking standardized tests in the third grade now. That's just ridiculous. So they're not they're not working it out in elementary school, and they're not getting it in middle school because that's when things start to pick up the pace as far as, okay, this is what you have to get done. This is how you pace yourself to get through a class. This is how you turn in homework. This is how you write, the mechanics of being a student, so that when you get to high school, it's informational, or it's supposed to be. But anyway, so he has had a really tough time meshing in my class because he doesn't have the people skills. And I won't let him, well, first of all, we can't. It's not necessarily a matter of me not letting him. In high school, you have to make an appointment to see your counselor. You can't just walk out of class and walk down the hall and go to the counselor. So when he says, I want to go see my counselor, I'm like, no, make an appointment. Hop on the computer, make an appointment. It was 2 months of him getting very angry at me for that. He is an easy target for the other kids, and some kids have kind of latched on protectively to him and don't want other people to mess with him, which is great. And some kids are they don't they're not how do I put it without insulting anybody? They think they are being harmless. They think they are being funny. As adults, we know that that's not what's happening. So it's been a slow roll of getting him to stop lashing out when he thinks he's being attacked, whether he is or not, and getting other kids in the class to see him as something other than an easy target. And it's gotta be both. It can't just be telling him he can't react that way to people. It has to be telling the other people that no, you really can't treat him that way. And here's why. So again, slow roll. We've been working on it, and it's been crunchy. February is a rough month because once you get out of Christmas break and back into the school year, it's a long haul till spring break with no breaks in between. So the kids, you get the weather's cold and everybody's inside and you can't go outside and there's no way to blow off a lot of steam because you can't just run around. You get it. It's that time of year when everybody's you're waiting for the sun to come out, waiting for the ice to crack. So tempers have been kind of high. So we've had this discussion for the past few days about how you can't treat him like an easy target and then expect that you can just smile and walk away and, oh, they were just kidding. That's fine. So today I'm working with one group in another room, and this student comes in and he says, I had to walk away. They were bothering me. That's huge. If you've never dealt with emotionally troubled kids or kids that have self-regulation issues for whatever reason, that's huge. Just for him to be able to recognize that he needed to step out of the room instead of lashing out, because that's normally what he would do. He has been known to threaten. He has been known to swear like a sailor at people, and it becomes an issue because then it's heated and it's an argument and nobody backs down. But he walked away, And I said, "Oh, that's fine." And I congratulated him. I said, "I am so proud of you for taking a minute, for realizing that you needed to step away and coming down here and finding me. Well done. You stay with this group. This is what they're doing. You can stay here. I'll be back in a minute." So I went back in the other room to talk to the other group. And the first thing that this group said was, it wasn't us. Is that there was they said literally it was not us, and they didn't want to say who it was, but I gauged from their reaction that I really do believe them on this one. But the other young man who's been, jabbing pins said no. He actually handled it really well, and he said, "I'm gonna go find Jody," and he walked away. Those seem like really small things, but in the course of developing humans, creating people who can communicate, who can handle themselves in a situation, who can look at the person across the table and realize whoever they are, whatever they have said to make you angry, they are still a human being, is what we do. It's what art is for. Creating communication is what art is, and it's why it is vital. Not just nice, not just a feather in the cap. It is vital to a school and to creating students that can then graduate and go out into the world, take care of themselves, contribute to a community, and be part of a society. So, thank you for listening. That came out as very long. It's really hard to tell this story without actually using the students' names, which is slowing me down because I do have to respect their privacy. So, thanks again. Um, if you are at all interested in what we're all about, on stage and off, um, shoot me a message, post in the comments. We love to hear from you. We love to share the message that of how very important arts are in the schools. So, thank you, and have a great night.